Objectivism requires a realistic approach to what really is, sought as the only material of knowledge. And this circumstance requires in turn, as Popper frankly admits, knowledge in the objective sense is knowledge without a knower. It is knowledge without a knowing subject, and in such a case it cannot be said that entities are, nor it can be said that they are not. But in such case, as Heidegger stated, being in the world as concern is fascinated by the world with which it is concerned. So realism coincides with idealism through the fundamental requirement of an objective, inviolable basis of knowledge, and faces accordingly the same difficulties that we noticed earlier in connection with Plato's attempt to bridge the gap between the cognizing subject and the objective reality. Further, both realism and idealism presuppose a separate insular world, consisting of, once again, what really exists, something that, however, requires a real criterion that motivates this fragmentation of reality forming the necessary ground for dogmatism, or as Hegel describes these circumstances in his phenomenology of spirit. But above all, it presupposes that the absolute stands on one side and that cognition stands on the other for itself, and separated from the absolute, though cognition is nevertheless something real. And against the background of all this aforementioned common ground, the traditional opposition between rationalism and empiricism is also fading away. Whereas empiricism means the habit of explaining the whole by parts, and rationalism means the habit of explanation parts by the whole. Both these philosophical schools imply a monosemantic reality based on idealistic epistemological criteria. In this respect, empiricism is no less rationalistically consistent than rationalism. And in order to reinforce the conceptualization in this regard, you can also look at the 6th session of our metaphilosophy series named Rationalism and Idealism, Realism and Empiricism.